So this video is going to go through the cube activity that we're looking at today in class from Anderson's second book. It's on page 11. So just have it open on my phone here, this activity here. So it's looking at getting an edge view, and what we're going to do as well is we're going to use our edge view to then find a true shape, just to add a little bit to the question given. So the question here, and first of all I'm going to draw my XY line here. And I'm going to draw my cube in position, and it is 40 mil for all sides. So we know the cube is based on a square and all sides are the same length. And the distance between plan and elevation doesn't really matter at all. You can go maybe 10-15 mil if you want, and then go 40 mil down. And for this question here, we're told with the cut surface that our point C and B are 20 mil apart here, and we're told the distance up to point D is 20 mil from that corner there. So in the answer, we have C and D, they connect together like that there, and then A and B are two parallel lines then. So just use two set squares there to draw a parallel line from point B, which is this point here, to give me point A over there. I can draw the rest of my plan view here, and then I can take my points up into my elevation then. So A and B are both on the ground. A follows up there, B follows up to there. Point C is that top corner up there, and point D is this corner up here. And we connect them together as well. A connects to B, B connects to C, C connects to D, like that there, and D connects back down to A. And for my cut surface, what I'll do is I'll use a colour to show it. So I'll use this green one here, just to make it stand out a bit more to the rest of the cube. So you can see that cube has been cut there at that angle. And what this question is asking us to do is find an edge view of it. And what we're going to do as well then is use that edge view to draw a second auxiliary view to get the true shape, but just to add that little bit more to it. So, in order to get an edge view, we want to see, like we're holding our set square. If you imagine you have your set square there, you want to see an edge view, you want to look in along the side of it there. You want to see the three sides there as one line. That's the aim of it. If you hold your set square up and you see it like that there, you can see it appears as one line, even though we know there's three sides to it. When we look along it there like that, we can see it as an edge view. So all of our points are going to appear on one line. The way we can see that here in our plan is we have two lines, A, B and C, D. They both happen to be parallel with one another. If we look along one of those lines, let's say AB there, we can see AB as a point. We take CD as well, they're parallel to each other. We know with our x1, y1, we always go perpendicular. Set square. For you, you're going to use your adjustable. And I set my x1, y1 around about here. We always go perpendicular for it. There's my x1, y1. So to get an edge view, we look along the line. So we look along line AB, we're going to see that as a point. We go two views back. One view back takes into our plan, two views back takes us into our elevation. So that from the ground up, A is on the ground, from the ground up, B is on the ground. So when I go down to A, follow A up, is point A. When I take B down and follow B up, A and B are on the same point. Same with C and D. If I follow C up, second view back is here. Measure from the XY line up, you can see C and D have the same height. If I go down here with C, follow it out, so on the same line as D, there's the height of C. Remember D is the same. Follow it down, follow it out, same height. There's points C and D. When I join A, B, C, D together, remember there's 4 sides to it, we're looking at as an edge view. Imagine like a triangle, you have 3 points. When I look along it, like there, we see it as an edge view. That's what I want to do, create an edge view of it. And what's a matter then doing is drawing the rest of our cube that's left behind. So we have 2 more corners to take up. We have that one, and we have that one. You know, the heights haven't changed, they're all the same. The height of the back corner is the same as the front corner for a cube, so we follow it down, follow it out. Same with this corner here. Same height, follow it down, follow it out. And they'll connect together. When we look in this way, we can see that corner there, so that'll be a full line drawn in. However, this corner here, when we look in this way, it's hidden, we can't see it. So that line then is going to be a dashed line to represent our hidden detail. And that's our first auxiliary. So what I have here is an edge view of ABCD. Now, even the question didn't ask it, we looked at in class about getting the true shape of it, because we know at the moment neither of those 2 views are a true shape of surface ABCD. What we learned was, when we get our set square, for example, and we have it as like an edge view there, where we see all 3 sides as a line, and we look in perpendicular to that, so straight in this way, we then see a true shape. That's what we're going to do for this one. We have an edge view of ABCD. So if we look in perpendicular to that edge view, we're then able to go 2 views back and use those measurements to get a true shape of the object. So same idea again. You're using your adjustable set square. I'm just going to use sliding set squares. We're going to take point CD there, AB there, and I'm going to draw another XY line here. I'm going to call this X2, Y2. I'll extend them up because I know my heights are going to go a bit further. Once again, we want to go 2 views back. So, 1 view back takes me into my first auxiliary. When I go over the X1, Y1, 2 views back is into my plan. So I'm going to measure from my X1, Y1 back into my plan. Now you can see here I have plenty of space in the sheet. But if you didn't, say for example you had that distance there and it was going off up here somewhere, what you can do, just like we did in class, is you can create a false XY line. You can call it a measure line, where I go parallel to the XY line I want to measure from, I bring it closer. So for example, I could say stop there. I call it ML to measure line. Because they're parallel lines, what I'm doing is I'm just shortening the distance by that much that I have to take on my compass. So instead of going from there to there for A, I go from there to A. Now for my question, I have plenty of space, so I'll be able to measure from my X1, Y1. But if you're running out of space, you can always go from there instead. You can create your own one. So I'm going 2 views back. So for point A, from here, I go back 1 view, 2 views. So from X1, Y1, back to A. Follow it up, follow it out. There's my point A. B is on the same line. Follow it back. There's the distance to B. Follow it out. Point B. Exact same thing with points C and D. C and D are on the same line there. Point D is that distance there. There's point D there, draw it out. And then point C is that distance there. Draw it up, draw it out. So to extend that little bit more to reach it. I join them together. A connects to B, B to C, C to D, back to A. What I now have is the true shape of that cut surface then as a result. 2 TS for true shape of A, B, C, D. And just to finish off the colour, there is an elevation plan. Remember ABCD. It's that line there, it's an edge view. And then up here then, is a true shape then drawn into that. So just to show, for example, heights. Let's say, for example, I take point D. That distance there, call it H1 for height 1. I got that distance and that distance there. I'm going 2 views back. My x1 and y1 back. That's how I got that from my second auxiliary. Going back to my first auxiliary, for example, if I want to show how to get this height here, I'll use red, say for the height C or D. Call it height 2. That height there is the same as that height there. Remember, I'm going to go 2 views back. That's, for example, how I would have got height 2 there at point C. So hopefully that video helps anyone who may have been stuck or maybe just didn't fully understand what we were doing earlier on.